Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Omega Seamaster Professional Planet Ocean 600-meter chronograph. You can see this 45.5mm titanium Seamaster Planet Ocean chronograph on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there if you like, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can see on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. This is a full-size timepiece and then some. 45.5mm across the round of the case. It's a burly 19mm thick. This thing stands proud of the wrist in every sense. So you're not going to fit it under a tight sleeve or dress cuff. But the bottom line is this is about as hardcore sports watches get. Now from extremity of lug to extremity of lug, there are two ways to size this watch. The first is between the ends of the actual lugs, and that gives you, I'm going to give you a head-on shot, that gives you a span of 51.5mm. But if you size it from the end of the rigid outcropping of the bracelet's conforming end piece on each side, you get a seriously butch 58mm span. But the bottom line is, while the watch gives you visual wrist presence, it doesn't have an overbearing physical presence. And the key to that is a combination of a superb case form, lightweight titanium construction, and a superb 3-link bracelet. First I want to talk about the case form. The lugs project minimally from the outside of the case, so if you look at the end of the case to the end of the lugs, they turn down sharply so that the span beyond the case is minimized. Moreover, the bracelet is actually underslung beneath this outcropping of the conforming end piece, and once it meets that end point, it can bend straight down. There's no virtual flare or tendency to fight the curvature of your wrist. If you do have a smaller wrist, this is an excellent oversized watch option because it'll meet you halfway. Now, the bracelet is a superb piece. You can see 3-link design alternately brushed on its tops, polished on its flanks. It also uses screws to retain the individual links, unlike the old Omega Seamaster bracelets of the 90s and early 2000s, which used pins and sleeves and required a jeweler's punch and block to size. This can be sized in the comfort of your own home with a small screwdriver. Now, the classic Omega engraved and brushed diving clasp is back with its solid twin trigger release and confident closure. The difference here is that it now features olive-shaped pushers, a small aesthetic refinement, and ceramized retaining pins for the dive extension itself, and that's a significant refinement. Previously, this was a piece of machined metal, and over time, through many uses, or even accidental opening and closing, those pieces could become worn down. Now ceramic, they're far harder than the metal in which they're set, and they're going to ensure long-term security and durable wear from this timepiece, so you can count on the clasp itself and the bracelet to last just as long as the watch itself, and this is an heirloom quality watch. With respect to materials innovation on the timepiece itself, it starts with the bezel, and this is a standout. Fully ceramic, you can see that all of the gloss blue elements represent the ultra-hard material. Kiln-fired, it's effectively as hard as sapphire, so if you're familiar with the scratch resistance of a sapphire crystal, that's the kind of resilience you're going to get from the bezel. So no more scratched and gouged aluminum bezel inserts. This is a dive watch that's going to last, essentially, to look good 10, 20, 30 years down the line without significant parts replacement. And again, anything that's going to knock or scuff or scratch that ceramic is probably going to leave a mark in your wrist, possibly cause you to lose a little bit of skin, maybe some bone. So at the point you mark or scratch or scuff that ceramic, you're going to have bigger problems than your watch. Now the Inset metallic elements, these are the liquid metal. When you hear about the liquid metal bezels, Omega's talking about those poured and leveled metallic numerals and indices. Now what it is essentially metal in a amorphous form that emulates liquid, so it's highly scratch resistant. It's effectively as durable as the ceramic in which it's set. Now the dial itself is a combination of things new and old. Let's start the chronograph up. You can see that the broad arrow hands, the combination of orange flourishes and polished elements, are evocative of the 1950s Seamaster Professionals, the first ones. But Omega's also added modern refinements, including a gorgeous gloss blue base that looks almost wet, incredibly rich and deep. Also, the shocks of orange on the chronograph registers, the marquee at 12 o'clock, the chronograph seconds hand, cause this dial to pop. It's a playful, it's vivid, it's fun, it's an evocative dial that nevertheless keeps a pace of the times. And by that, I mean the watch looks like a classic twin-register chronograph. However, it's actually a 3-register, giving you chronograph hours, minutes, and seconds thanks to a mono counter at 3 o'clock. That mono counter gives you hours and minutes on the chronograph register, maintaining the twin register design with 3 register information access. Moreover, there's a date unobtrusive at 6 o'clock. It does feature a hybrid quickset system, and I'll show you how that works, but it works in conjunction with the time zone hour setting feature, which I will select now. You can set the hour hand independently, and you can drive the date independently as you jump time zones. So I'm not stopping the balance. You can see that constant seconds at 9 o'clock continues to run. The balance continues to oscillate, but I am making adjustments as I travel without upsetting the watch's precision or isochronism. Now I can pull the crown out all the way and hack the mechanism for precise time setting. It is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. And that takes us to the case back. Now this is an exceptional feature for a watch with 600-meter water resistance, because a display case back with that kind of hermeticity is an extraordinary technical achievement. But you're going to be glad that you can see this one, because the caliber 9300 is a gem, with unique blackened screw heads, special arabesques, minimal skeletonization, but just enough to see the column wheel mechanism that selects the functions. You can also see the full balance bridge with Omega's Si14 silicon compounds beneath, and the hairspring and the balance. It gives you a sort of anti-magnetic shield without the shield. So you have the ability to see the movement, but you still have actually more magnetic resistance than a simple soft iron core, as many anti-magnetic watches use. This, properly speaking, is an amagnetic watch, such that you can expose it to an MRI, particle accelerator, subwoofer, what have you. There will be no consequence to the timing of the watch. With twin barrels in series and a 60-hour power reserve, you have just about all of the technical refinements that the material science of the Swatch Group can bring to bear. Ceramic rotor bearings, unlubricated, column wheel, vertical clutch, 60-hour power reserve, free-sprung balance with silicon hairspring. This watch, which features the trademark modern Seamaster Professional helium release valve, really does include all of the toys. And you can see all the toys and buy them on our website, watchyouwant.com.